Good morning. Just putting together a quick video today to have a look at how we build out flat rate price guides. And so these are things that you can just copy and paste and plunk into Jobber and price them according to your own specific trade, job, whatever it is you do, and any kind of repeatable item that you um, tackle on a regular basis that you want to streamline and make sure that it's being priced properly, and all the other great reasons why everybody who has been around for a while uses flat rates. So here we go. Let's get into it. 4 simple steps here. Step 1, to create a flat rate line item. Calculate your actual job cost. Okay, so for our example here today, we are going to replace an outdoor fan motor. Okay, so this is just a basic show up at the house, heat pump's not working, we spend half an hour, whatever, diagnosing, we find out that the fan motor has crapped itself. So we happen to have the right one in the van. Sometimes this happens if you're well stocked. So we go to the client and we go, hey, it's going to cost this much to change your fan motor. Would you like us to go ahead with that? And then they say, yeah, that sounds great. Thanks for that. And then you do your thing, right? So first thing we're going to look at is our true cost of labor. Okay, so this is the amount that you pay your person, okay, or yourself, whoever. So journeyman rate for a refrigeration mechanic where we live is $60 an hour. Okay, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to multiply that by 1.8. Why 1.8? Well, that's called your labor burden. Okay, so labor burden is sick pay, vacation pay, time off, CPP. How about income taxes? We all know about those. All of the things that it costs you to put this person in the field. It can also include your truck payments, gas, insurance, mileage, blah, blah, blah. So 1.5 to 2 times what you pay them is about what it costs you as the business owner to put this person in the field. Okay, and that's why people's charge out rates are something like $110 an hour, 120, 130. Those are companies that have decided that this is what it costs us to put the person out there. So when I was a technician with another company and I was like, man, they must be making money hand over foot. I only make $60 an hour and they're billing me out at $120 an hour. Well, guess what? Numbnuts. They're just paying to put you out there. And now that I have my own business and the shoes on the other foot, I'm like, holy shit, man. It really is not that profitable to put a journeyman technician out in the field without pricing things properly. Okay, so here we go. We got our I digress. We got our $60 an hour here, okay? And then we're going to multiply that by 1.8. That's going to give us $108 an hour, okay? So I've just rounded that up to 110 an hour. True cost of labor. Parts and materials next, okay? So we look up the price, or we call our supply house and they're like, yep, that particular fan motor is $350, okay? Now, we're going to add a consumables to that, and that's going to include screws, zap straps, electrical fittings, new capacitor or relay, cleanup materials, any of that kind of crap that goes along with it. So someone has to pay for all that truck stock as well, too. And if you're not including that in your price, guess what? It's you as the business owner paying to do this work. So we multiply it by 1.2, and that's going to give us our we've got our $350 fan motor. No, 350 times that by 1.2 for our consumables, which gives us $420 for parts. Now, we know what our labor cost is. We know what our parts cost is. So here we go. I've guessed that it's going to take about 1.5 hours to do this job. Okay. Now, for all you super techs out there who are going to be like, it only takes me 20 minutes to do a goddamn fan motor. Well, have you ever worked on a rusty fan motor before? Have you ever driven to the job site? Have you ever, you know, things come up, right? A wire gets cut that shouldn't have been cut. So you end up having to make a repair. So we have to err on the side of not everything goes perfectly every time. And so sometimes it's going to take you 3 hours. Sometimes it's going to take you 20 minutes. I like to think that 1.5 hours is a reasonable amount of time without the technician feeling like he's got a race or she. Okay, so here we go. 1.5 hours. And as the business owner, I'm going to give you two little tidbits here. A, you know how long it's going to take, right? And don't think of it as I'm the business owner and I'm trying to do this as expediently and perfectly as possible, because guess what? Your employees do not think like you. No matter how much you want them to, they're going to do their best. And I know that it's going to take them about an hour and a half. Okay. What's the other thing I was going to say? I said two things. Oh, so we have our total job cost of $595. This is our actual job cost, right? This is what it costs us to go change that fan motor out. Excuse me. Okay. So now we get to our markup. Now, we could do a whole video on how you get to this number, right? But this is what we use, 1.8. That's going to give us a gross profit of roughly 45%. Now, if you go to Google or a ChatGPT or any other particular browser and you go, what is a normal gross profit for service businesses? They're going to say 50%. Okay. So 50% of this 595 would be 595 times 2 equals 50% gross profit. Now, 50% is awesome. I do 1.8, it's about 45%, for the simple fact that it puts me in the same ballpark as everyone else, and I know that I'm profitable at 45%. I work out of my house, I've got fairly low overhead. That leaves a reasonable amount of money to go back and take care of things, leave some money in the company, pay my employee, pay my suppliers, pay the man, do all that stuff, right? So I've taken my 595 and multiplied it by 1.8 for a total of $1,075. Now, little trick here. My technician's going to show up there and they're going to be like, oh man, I need to change this fan motor out. I wonder if I'm supposed to do that in 20 minutes or 2 hours or 3 hours. Like, I have no idea, right? So check this out. 1,075. I'm going to change that to 1,071.50. Okay. So the 150 at the end here is going to represent how many hours it takes. 1.5 is all it takes. So we got 1,071.50. And because my team is so well trained, they know that the 150 represents 1.5 hours of time to do this task. If it takes longer, great, we're covered. If it doesn't take as long, even better. Okay, but that's what I expect it to take, roughly speaking. So now we are going to go to open up a fresh window here of our good old buddy ChatGPT, and we're going to say generate a jobber ready line item to replace a failed outdoor fan motor. Okay, let it do its thing. Boom. Let's have a look at this and review. Replace outdoor condenser fan motor. is our title. Supply and install replacement outdoor fan motor. Scope includes removal of failed motor, blah, blah, blah. Transfer of blade, new capacitor if required. Yep, we've accounted for that. All of this. Price includes standard labor and materials. Electrical additional component failures if discovered are not included. Okay, not a problem. This all looks good. So we're going to copy that. We're going to open up Jobber. We are going to go to our settings. And in our settings menu, we will go to our products and services right here. Okay. And then we are going to, the internet's garbage here at my house. We are going to add an item. Okay, this is a service. You can choose product, but I typically do services because products, according to QuickBooks, is going to think that you're just selling an item. So maybe if I'm selling a filter, I would call it a product, but what people are paying for is a service. Okay, going to go to the description. I'm going to paste. I'm going to go up and cut my descriptor and put it up here. Okay, hopefully that's not too fast for all you lunkheads out there. Okay, replace outdoor condenser fan motor. So supply and install replacement outdoor fan motor. Well, we've just said that above, haven't we? Supply and install outdoor fan motor. Scope includes, I'm going to just break this up a little bit so it doesn't look so cramped, like a word salad on there. Supply and install outdoor replacement outdoor fan motor. We're going to call it a OEM just because outdoor fan motor includes all of these items. Price includes standard labor and materials. Okay, and we know our price was $1,071.50. A nice round number. $1,071.50. That's not right. I'm missing a zero there. Okay, it's not exempt from tax, and then I'm just going to go create. Boom. Now it's in there. So now say I want to go into we want to quote this, right? So these guys said, no, we don't want to do it, or whatever. We didn't have the thing, right? We didn't have the part handy. So we go into quotes and we go replace outdoor fan motor. Okay. And then we're going to go to our products and services and we simply type in outdoor condenser fan motor. And there's our line item. Boom. It's that easy. That's how much it costs. I can send this knowing that I've priced this properly and that even if things don't go perfectly, we're still going to make the amount of money that we need to make on this thing. So it's important to have these flat rate price items in here. It's not unfair. It's not unethical. It's how every single business in the world works. So if you don't want to charge people money, you should probably go work for someone else, because the name of the game is to survive and thrive, and knowing what the number actually is helpful, right? If I know that it's costing me 110 bucks to put my dude in a van and get him to the site, and I'm paying for all this extra driving time and lunch breaks and all this other stuff, that's got to come from somewhere, right? So that's why we do this, and hopefully that helps. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer them. Cheers. Peace.